Hey Earth signs, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be a love and spirituality reading for Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and I'll also be doing an extended video when I'm done with this one, so make sure you check the description box for the link to that. All right, so let's jump into it. I already pulled cards for you just to save some time. So the first two cards that came out are the Fool card in reverse and the Community card. So the Fool card in reverse lets me know that some of you are feeling fearful about a new beginning. It's like a new opportunity that is presenting itself to you that you are just not very trusting of, and therefore you are not about to take a leap of faith. And I feel like I'm picking up on a group of people. Sorry if you can hear that loud noise outside. It happens every time I sit down about to do these readings. But like I was saying, I'm picking up a group of you who, it's like you have lived your life this way for a long time where you are very cautious. I think in the past, some of you could have been the opposite, meaning that you jumped into situations too quickly. And because of this, you may have ended up getting hurt or disappointed. And so you kind of learned how to not be so trusting. But I think that you've kind of swung over to the opposite extreme of not being trusting at all and not taking leaps of faith at all. So you could be missing out, missing out or losing out on certain opportunities because of this lack of faith and this lack of trust. It's like you value safety over everything else, which is a good thing, but at the same time, it keeps you very stuck in your comfort zone, is what I'm seeing. And some of you are just really not wanting to look stupid, is what I'm hearing. Meaning that if there's a possibility that you could fail and possibly, look stupid or feel stupid, then you're like, no, it's not worth the risk. And again, this could definitely hinder you from, taking opportunities that are presented to you that will actually be very prosperous for you. So for example, like a new relationship trying to enter your life, it could be a healthy long-term relationship, but because you're so untrusting, you would rather not take the risk and open yourself up. This could also be like career. If you have a certain career move that you've been wanting to make, this Fool card in reverse is like the energy of not wanting to even try because there's that possibility of failure and there's a possibility of getting hurt. So the Community card comes up underneath it. This lets me know that a large part of your fear comes from your background, like your family background, because when you have a very solid family structure, usually you are more fearless because you always have them to fall back on. Like no matter what goes wrong, I always have that support system to fall back on. So people who have that, it's like they're more likely to take more risks. They're more likely to like step out on the limb and go after the things they want. But for a lot of you, you don't have that. You don't have anyone to fall back on. You know that if you fall, you're falling on your own. So you have to be much more cautious here. And again, I don't blame you for trying to take the safe route, but I think that it could really, really start to hinder you or block you when it comes to positive opportunities. I'm gonna pull one more just to clarify. High Honor card. Yeah, so the High Honor card is like the card of very just scared energy. Like I like to call it my coward card, which is not, I'm not calling you a coward, but it's just that energy of feeling very much afraid, not taking the risk because you feel like it's not worth the reward. But in some cases, it really is worth the reward, but your mind is convincing you that it's not worth it just to kind of keep you away from potential danger. I'm gonna pull one more because I'm trying to get deeper into this message. The Expectation card. Yeah, for some of you, this fear is directly linked to you having expectations of people, like you feeling or thinking that people were going to have your back in some way or that you could trust certain people. And it turns out that, you weren't able to trust them. For some of you, people have turned their backs on you, like when you needed them the most, when you were the most vulnerable. So now it's like you have no expectations for people because you know that if you don't have any expectations, then you can't get hurt. So that definitely plays a large role in it. So the Creativity card is here in the reverse, and the Unexpected Income card is also here. So I'm reading this Creativity card as you being very disconnected from your feminine energy. All of us have feminine and masculine energy within us, and our feminine energy is like that very nurturing, caring side of us. And it looks like you have been disconnected from that. Again, I'm not surprised at all because, like I said, the Community card is coming up in the reverse. So that just lets me know that you never had that solid structure or that solid foundation people who are there to tell you, it's okay even when you mess up. People who are there to love you unconditionally. It's like you didn't have that. So it's like you are needing a lot of nurturing because you've been disconnected from that feminine energy due to a lack of nurturing, is what I'm seeing. And what I'm saying is that the universe is trying to bring you some type of unexpected blessing. One second, I'm just waiting for the messages to come through. The universe is trying to act as a mother figure to you, or like a nurturing figure in your life. God, the universe, whatever you believe in, is trying to act as like that maternal energy that you never got, or that support that you've never got. It's like you have that support in the spirit realm. You just don't know it because you can't see it. So there's certain blessings that are trying to be pushed in your direction because you have family in the spiritual realm that is wanting to support you and make up for the fact that your family in this realm, or people that you cared about in this realm, have let you down. So like I said, it's like a team, or like a family, higher power in the spiritual realm that is trying to like drop blessings into your lap. But because you are living in fear, it's like you haven't been taking advantage of those blessings. Because from what I'm seeing, it's blessings that come as the form of a seed, meaning it's like the universe gives it to you so you can plant it and grow it. It's not like the universe is just dropping $1 million in your lap, you know. Instead, it's giving you a seed. So, for example, the universe wouldn't just give you your college degree, but instead it would give you the seed, meaning that it will help you to get into college, or it'll help you to find the money to go to college. Like unexpectedly you'll get a scholarship. And that's what I mean by seed. Like the seed is being given to you and now you have to water it and you have to watch it grow. But for some of you haven't been watering it or watching it grow because you're living in fear. I'm gonna pull one more. And this could apply to different things. This could be like relationships, like a new relationship that you're wanting to enter. This could be a new career. So just kind of take it as it resonates. Wow, the Lover's card. Okay, so yeah, for some of you, this is definitely, this definitely has to do with love and relationships. But again, it does not have to be that. But something, if it hasn't been presented to you yet, something is going to be presented to you that can bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment. And it's something that's pure, meaning that there's no bad intentions at all, but your fear can project onto this situation and cause you to think that there are bad intentions when there's really none. And I think that this is a challenge, like a spiritual challenge for you to overcome, like an emotional or psychological challenge of learning how to take a leap of faith when it's going to benefit you, and learning how to shield yourself or protect yourself when it benefits you. So you can't be in one extreme or the other. Like you can't completely close yourself off, but then you can't completely open yourself up. So I think that one of your challenges is going to be balancing that out in order for you to kind of find a happy medium. Because the last thing you want to do is block your blessings in life just because other people have planted that doubt and fear in your mind because of how they acted towards you. You see what I'm saying? I want to pull one more because I'm trying to see if I can get specific about what you're needing to do in order to clear this blockage. It's going to be different for different people because so many people watch these videos that it's hard to get specific sometimes. I'm going to pull one more though. Change is in the reverse. Message. Yeah, so yeah, it's not giving me anything more specific than that. I'm just getting the repeat message of being afraid of change, being afraid of moving forward. There's a lot of fear weighing you down. So again, someone's going to present some type of offer to you, or it might have happened already. I'm getting the message card here, so that could be like over email or text or something along those lines, where you hear from someone that you have been granted a new opportunity, and now it's your job to figure out, is this opportunity safe, and am I going to take a leap of faith towards it? And I feel like this opportunity is safe. Now, just be cautious of this because this is a general reading, so I don't want you guys to think like if somebody hits you up next week, I don't want you to think back to this reading like, oh, okay, yes, this must be a good thing because that one reading said so. Just be careful, you know, you still use your discernment, but I really do think something positive is coming in for you, and it's going to be a little bit difficult for you. It's going to pull at your heart versus your mind, is what I'm hearing. It's going to pull you in different directions, and you're not going to know which you're not going to know what to choose, or you're not going to know if you should take the leap or not. I'm really trying to get more specific here, so let me pull one more. Toil and labor. Wealthy man. Yeah. Again, let me just move on because the cards are not getting more specific, and I feel like I keep pulling and it's giving me the same message. Wealthy man card comes out in toil and labor. So this could be a person who's trying to enter your life and bring a lot of abundance and happiness into your life. Like, this is someone who has a lot to give, whether it be romantically or it could be like financially, a job opportunity. So just kind of take it as it resonates. For some of you, you're going to see this opportunity as too good to be true. For a lot of you, you have already experienced this offer. You've had this offer given to you already, and currently you are kind of stressing about whether or not you should take it, is what I'm seeing. But it's going to feel like, wow, this is too good to be true. But it's actually not. It's actually not too good to be true, because what a lot of people don't understand is that karma is a thing, and that includes positive karma. So when you do good things and you act from a place of pure intention, usually good things come back to you, and it doesn't have a time limit on it. So you could do a good deed when you're like 16 and it could come back to you when you're like 26. Like, it doesn't have a time limit on it at all. So sometimes when people have blessings into their life, they automatically think, oh no, this is too good to be true, when it's actually not. It's just your good karma coming back around. And for some people, it's even longer than just like 10 years, 20 years. This could be like good karma from a different lifetime. Like, you could have racked up a lot of good karma by doing, selfless deeds in a past life, and in this lifetime you reap the benefits of it. So it's actually not too good to be true, whatever these blessings are. I feel like it is definitely earned. So if that's another thing that's blocking you from accepting blessings into your life, you feel like you didn't earn it, quote unquote, you might want to kind of reconsider the way that you view that, is what I'm seeing. Also, what I'm getting is that some of you are really, really needing to relax. Like, I know this is kind of a random side message, but I'm hearing that the amount of fear and stress that you experience on a daily basis is aging you very quickly. Like, it's making your body feel very torn down, and it's just making you, it's really impacting your health in an unhealthy way. Trying to see like the best way to describe this. I'm just seeing that there's just so much fear inside of you and stress, and like, don't underestimate the amount of damage that can be done to your body if you are constantly in a state of stress. So some of you are needing to do some sort of relaxation techniques, some self-soothing, making time out to really kind of put your mind at ease and put your mind at rest. And this could probably also help you to alleviate some of your fears, because when you're making a decision and you're fearful about which direction to go in, it's always best to get yourself in a very relaxed state of mind in order for you to get those messages intuitively, in order for you to get clear intuitive messages about which path you should go on. Because when you're in a state of fear or stress and you're overthinking it, it's like your thoughts are too jumbled for you to see the bigger picture and for you to hear your intuition. So there's probably a need for you to do some sort of relaxation technique or routine, and then think about your options and whether or not you actually want to take them. So the suppression card is also here, along with the thief card here in the reverse. Again, I'm just really getting this energy of something coming in that sort of remind you of something that you've already been through. So you're automatically going to project your past experience onto this thing. Like, let's say, for example, you had a past relationship that took place very quickly, meaning you fell in love very quickly, right? And this person was pretending that they were also in love with you, but then they turned out to be, not who they said they were, and they turned out not to be genuine, right? So then in your mind, you're like, I'm never going to go through something like this again. Like, now you're like in protective mode. And then you meet someone else, and that same spark and that same feeling that you had for the other person is present within this connection as well. And so you automatically project that past situation onto this new one. Like, okay, this feels familiar, so I already know how this is going to end. And that's not always the case. Like, sometimes something can give you a familiar feeling, but it doesn't mean that it's going to end badly the way that other things have ended badly. Again, trust your intuition, quiet your mind, use your discernment, because it makes perfect sense why you would project past experiences onto new ones, because you are not wanting to go through that pain again, or you're not wanting to put yourself in a very vulnerable position again. So it's completely understandable. But it's just something to take into consideration. Just take into consideration that just because something feels the same as a past situation doesn't mean it's exactly the same, and doesn't mean it's going to have the same outcome. And it can actually be something that is trying to bless you. So you need to open up just enough to kind of see where it's going to go, but not too much to the point where it has the ability to destroy you emotionally, is what I'm seeing. With the suppression card being here, I feel like you are suppressing a lot of your desires. And this could go for different things. This could go for example, if you really, really want to get married and be in love, you could be suppressing that and telling yourself that you actually don't want that because you're fearful of it now because of the fact that you've experienced so many failed relationships in the past. It's easier now to just say, actually, I don't even want love. Who cares about that? I don't care about that. It's so much easier for you to take that standpoint. But deep down inside, there's a part of you that still wants love. So it's always going to feel like resistance within you, or it's always going to feel like internal conflict because what you're trying to convince yourself of is very different than the reality that you are suppressing within yourself. You see, I'm going to pull one more for that suppression card. And again, I'm just using love as an example. It doesn't have to be, you can apply to any area of your life. Like maybe you wanted to be a singer and, you gave it a shot for a little bit, but then you got discouraged. And then you're just like, you know what, forget it. I don't even want to do that. Like, I don't care about that anymore. But you do care. And it's like internal conflict within you because you do care. Let me pull one more. Yeah, the child card. I love this card. So the child card lets me know that a lot of you, it's let me slow down and hear the messages clearly. For a lot of you, this is something suppressed because of your childhood or because of something that you experienced as a child. That's why you're suppressing a certain desire. So let's say that you are someone who did not have loving parents. You could kind of have convinced yourself that you don't need them. You don't need anybody to love you, like you're good on your own. And that stems from just your inner child being very hurt and being, neglected or feeling neglected. See what I'm saying? So there may be a need for you to get in touch with your inner child in order for you to stop suppressing these desires and these wants. Because when you suppress those desires and those wants, or those things that will make you feel emotionally fulfilled, like when you suppress those things and pretend that they don't exist, it's almost like you're neglecting or ignoring your inner child all over again. And that's why you feel that internal conflict. It's like your inner child having a tantrum because you're completely ignoring what your inner child needs and wants in terms of things that are going to make you feel emotionally satisfied, is what I'm seeing. And a lot of people think that when they suppress those aspects of themselves, that's a sign of maturity. Like they're able to suppress certain things, and therefore that means that they're mature. They're more mature emotionally in some way, if that makes sense. But that's not always the case. If anything, that often stunts your growth. Like by not tending to your inner child and not becoming that parent to yourself, it's almost like it really stunts your growth and causes you to be very emotionally immature. Let me give an example. So in the past, I dated someone who prided themselves on being very emotionally immature. Very emotionally mature, very balanced. And they thought that they were this way because they have the ability to really cut off their emotions. And in their mind, that was like a strength, and that was something that made them more emotionally mature. But in reality, they were very emotionally immature because when it was time for them to open up and express themselves, they couldn't. So there's a very big difference between suppressing your emotions and being able to control them. So controlling your emotions would come from a place of maturity, but suppressing them comes from a place of emotional immaturity because your inner child has not been tended to properly. So this person that I was dating was always dismissed when they were younger. Their feelings were ignored and neglected, and so they learned how to cut them off. And in their mind, because society praises that trait, in their mind they were more emotionally mature, which is just not the case. Because emotional maturity is not just about being able to cut your emotions off. It's about also being able to be vulnerable and be open. You see? So we're on 20 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to do the outside energy. The outside energy is basically people outside of you, or I guess you could say like a people or a situation outside of you that is impacting you, because a lot of the lessons that we learn and a lot of the things that affect us in our daily lives have a lot to do with other people. Like if we were in isolation, we wouldn't experience half of the things that we experience. A lot of our growth comes from the interactions that we have. So I'm going to pull outside energy for whoever is impacting you the most. And then I'm going to pull for you as well. So let's see. Outside energy for you. We are the world. And on their end, we have the laziness card. Let me pull one more. Unexpected income. Laziness. Okay. So on your end, we have the We Are the World card along with the unexpected income card. So when it comes to this outside person, whoever you're connected to, it looks like right now you're experiencing a disconnect. And it looks like you're experiencing a disconnect specifically because you are about to come into some type of abundance. And this could be someone in your life who does not really deserve to reap the benefits of that. And so the universe could be kind of disconnecting you or blocking you from this person. With the laziness card being here, this is someone who really isn't willing to put the work in when it comes to whatever connection that you had with them. But I don't think that it's necessarily their fault, because I'm seeing a very interesting, I'm getting a very interesting message of mind control, meaning that they've been brainwashed, or it's like they're just not in the right state of mind. So it's not necessarily that they're a bad person or that they don't care about you, but they're definitely brainwashed in some way. So it's turned them into someone who's very emotionally lazy, meaning that they kind of refuse to do the emotional work. If there's a problem between you two and your connection, they're not going to do anything about it to repair it. You're going to be the one who's expected to do the heavy lifting and repair it, like they're not going to. And this is something that they've been trained to do, is what I'm hearing, because it looks like they come from a background where they could have put a lot of emotional labor into trying to receive love from whatever background or family they come from, or maybe a past relationship too that they had, where they were trying to give a lot of love and it just did not work out in their favor. And so it's kind of like they now operate on the opposite extreme of, I'm just not going to do anything because no one's going to appreciate it anyway, and it's just going to leave me drained, and it's going to leave me feeling stupid and heartbroken, so I'd rather just not do anything. Like, they don't even want to try because they feel like it's not going to get them anywhere, because that's all they've been taught in their past. When you experience something repetitively, it just sticks with you. Like, sometimes you don't even notice that it's sticking, but it is. So if you've been in a repetitive cycle where you are constantly trying to go out of your way to please people, and you're trying to go out of your way to get them to value you and love you, and it always ends with you getting the short end of the stick, eventually in your mind, in your subconscious mind, you start to think, okay, there's no point in me even trying, but I still want to have a connection. So I'm just going to find somebody who is willing to overextend themselves so I don't have to do much. And I think that's the dynamic of this connection. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be friends. This could be family. Like, anyone who you interact with or who affects you that just really is not willing to do the emotional work or the emotional labor that's required for you to maintain a healthy relationship. And I think the universe is purposely disconnecting the both of you so that this person won't reap the rewards of what you're about to come into. But also, I feel like this person takes a toll on your self-esteem, and whatever blessing or reward is about to come in, it's like you're needing to remove yourself from anything that makes you second guess yourself or lowers your self-esteem in some way. And I feel like that's what this person does. So if you do feel a disconnect from them, I think that's why, like, you're about to elevate in some way, and I just don't think you can take them with you. I'm gonna pull one more. Expectation card. Yeah. For some of you, and like I said, I picked this up in the last spread as well. For some of you, you had hopes for this person to change, or there was some expectations, and eventually it's like you couldn't deny the fact that your expectations were not getting met, or they could not live up to your expectations. And again, just take this as it resonates, because this could directly apply to your family situation that I mentioned in the last spread, or it could apply to a past lover. It could apply to anything, a job that you're waiting, to turn around or to become better. Or maybe you're waiting on a promotion and it's not happening because the universe is wanting you to find a better job. Just, you see what I'm saying? Just kind of take it as it resonates here. Whoever this outside energy person is, with the sudden wealth card being here in the reverse, that just lets me know that it's very hard for them to manifest fortune or good fortune into their lives because of the fact, like I said, they're emotionally lazy and they feel entitled. Like, they feel kind of entitled for people to give them a lot while they're they feel entitled for people to give them a lot, and they're open to receiving, but they don't feel like they have to give that same thing back in return. And when you operate from that energy, like this selfish sort of energy, and not in a positive way, it's like it's very difficult to manifest abundance into your life. Like this can cause a chain of unfortunate events because of the fact that this person is so selfish. So for example, do you know those people who they have a lot of money, but they refuse to help people who are really in need because they'd rather hoard all of their money instead. And then usually these are the type of people who end up, losing all of their money in some odd way. And that's because of the energy they're letting off. It's like a very selfish energy, not being of service to people, being a taker and not a giver. And, it's an imbalance. And so therefore a lot of things get taken from them. Even when they manifest good things into their life, it soon leaves because they're in a very selfish energy. So they can't hold on to anything, because when you are this selfish, you're operating from a place of lack. And so therefore what you're going to get is lack back from the universe. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to continue this over on my Vimeo channel. Thank you for watching, and I will leave the link to the extended down below, and I'll see you guys over on Vimeo. Bye.